Well, well, well. Look who showed up, the quiet one. The one everybody used to mock, mimic, provoke. Funny how they all had something to say back then. But now, no one dares say your name, not even in a whisper. See, people like to bark when they think the gate's locked. They puff their chests, scream your name, dare you to react. Because they never expected you to unlock the cage. They never thought you'd snap the chain, bare your teeth, and make 'em choke on every word they ever spat at you. They came loud, with entourages, noise, cheap pride, and inflated egos. They came swinging like they owned the narrative, thought your silence meant surrender, thought your calm was weakness, thought you were soft, broken, buried. But silence isn't surrender, is it? Silence is the sound right before detonation. And you didn't just respond. You eradicated. You made them silent. Not with speeches, not with debates, not with begging or whining or hoping they'd change. No, you made them silent with results. One by one, their voices dropped off. The loudmouths, gone. The critics, disappeared. The fake friends, quiet. The whole damn city, watching you now with reverence and fear. Because you became something they never saw coming. They underestimated your pain. They miscalculated your fury. They mocked your scars, not knowing everyone was a signature forged in blood. A warning, a prophecy. And now, they flinch at shadows that look like you. They double-check the room before they open their mouths. They cover their tracks, erase old posts, delete conversations. All because you're no longer the victim. You're the lesson. You're the fucking reminder that some people should have stayed in their lane. That running your mouth around someone who's been quiet for too long is like dancing in a minefield wearing steel boots. They thought the volume of their hate was louder than the weight of your transformation. They thought they could bury you in noise, but you buried them in silence. And the irony? Now you don't need to say a damn word. Your existence is the headline. Your presence is the pressure. Your moves are felt like aftershocks. You turned every threat, every smear, every fucking betrayal into pure, calculated retribution. And you didn't even have to swing back. You outlasted, you elevated, you executed, you evolved so high they can't even breathe at your altitude. So now they whisper, now they avoid eye contact, now they pretend they never doubted you. But you remember every laugh, every setup, every disrespect. And now, your silence is louder than their existence. And here's the twisted little joke. Darling, you didn't just win. You changed the rules of the game. You showed the whole damn circus that silence, when it's laced with purpose, is the scariest sound of all. And the louder they came, the harder they fell. Because real power, it doesn't need to shout. It just shows up. And ends shit. You ever watch a loudmouth get real quiet? Not the I'm tired quiet. Not the I'm thinking quiet. I mean that soul-snatching, knees-shaking, room-spinning silence. When a man realizes he barked at the wrong fucking beast, that's you now. You're the reason these grown-ass gangsters stutter. You're the static in their voice box. You're the glitch in their confidence. Because they stepped on your name once, and now they don't even step outside unless they know you're not watching. They used to say, "Who's gonna stop us?" Now they just pray. I hope they don't come for me next. And here's the cold truth. Sugar, you didn't become powerful by being loud. You became lethal by being patient, by sitting in the dark, by swallowing the betrayal, by letting the world throw dirt on your name, while you sharpened your teeth behind the scenes. And the day you stood up, the day you walked back into the room with no announcement, no warning. They knew they fucked up. They knew they'd created something they couldn't kill. They knew they were standing in front of the very monster they built. They came loud, but you came back surgical, precise, ice cold. You didn't yell, you didn't post, you didn't argue. You removed them from the equation with a silence so vicious it made God lean forward in his seat. Now look around. Where's all that smoke they had? Where's all that tough talk? Where's all that energy? Evaporated, disintegrated, deleted like a bad memory. They wear masks of peace now. But you see their fear through the eye holes. You can smell it on them. You can hear it in the way they speak softer now. They hesitate before using your name. And even then, they whisper it like it's cursed, because it is. You don't just hold power anymore. You haunt it. You've become a living legend, a fucking myth in real time. A story told in hushed tones. Remember when they tried to take down them? Yet we don't talk about that no more. You see what you did? You broke the wheel. You flipped the fucking script. You made their threats look like jokes, and your silence sound like thunder. Now they watch you from behind locked screens, fake pages, and burner accounts. Because they can't even hate you face to face anymore. They can't compete. They can't catch up. They can't even breathe in your atmosphere. And every time your name gets mentioned, you can hear the tremble in their voice. Like their lungs just forgot how to work. That's power. That's silence forged in fire. And the sickest part, you didn't even lift a finger. You just became unreachable. Now they pray for your downfall in secret. Because in public, they already look like cowards. So let them be scared. Let them pretend. Let them keep your name out their mouth like it's a trigger word. Because the moment they say it again, they remember what happened the last time. And they don't want a second round. You came back like a ghost with a vendetta, and you buried him. With no noise, no fanfare, no cameras, just silence. And permanent fucking consequences. You ever make a motherfucker regret being born? Without touching them, no fists, no bullets, just presence. Just that eerie, quiet, unflinching energy that makes even killers feel like prey. That's who you are now. Not just feared, not just respected. You're untouchable. You're the reason alpha males lower their eyes. You're the phantom in their trauma, the thing they pretend ain't watching when the lights go off. They came loud. They thought their volume could drown out your power. They thought being louder meant being stronger. They fucked around, and they found out. You didn't break them with chaos. You didn't outscream them. You let them burn themselves out. And then you introduced them to hell. Now every room you walk into, it tilts. Because real killers don't make noise. They make silence heavy. They make regret permanent. You became the thing people don't recover from. You're not an L they can bounce back from. You're not a season they can grow from. You're a scar across their fucking soul. Every success of yours is a blade twisting in their gut. They don't just avoid your name. They scrub it off the walls. They delete the past like it's contaminated. Because you're a virus now. Lethal, airborne, eternal. You stepped into that arena, looked every one of them in the face, and without saying a single fucking word, you made them vanish. You deleted reputations. You silenced mobs. You turned haters into ghosts, walking in daylight, haunted by your shadow. You didn't win a battle. You created an extinction event. You unplugged their whole bloodline from the simulation like they were never supposed to exist. You did it with poise, with calm, with that sick, surgical, Joker smile. Because you know now, pain is a better teacher than pride. And silence, is the loudest fucking weapon in your arsenal. Now they flinch at sound. They jump at shadows. They dream of your stare. They hear your footsteps in conversations you're not even in. Because when you made 'em silent, you made it eternal. No redemption, no comeback, no let's talk it out. Just silence. Forever. They can go to therapy. They can get spiritual. They can bury crystals in the desert. It won't matter. Because your silence carved something into them that no priest, no pill, and no apology will ever remove. You're not the person they tried to bury anymore. You're what digs people up, just to show them what the bottom really feels like. You didn't just make them scared to mention your name. You made them scared to mention anything that reminds them of you. The color you wore, they avoid it. The song you liked, they skip it. Your quote, erased. Because everything you touched now feels radioactive to them. And the final joke? You're just getting started. Because if this is what you do when you're silent, what the hell's gonna happen when you finally decide to speak? Now that's fear. That's power. That's the fucking empire you built from pain. And the only thing louder than the silence you left behind. The sound of you never giving a single fuck again.